So first, I want to have Dr. Corpia, if she is on. Dr. Corpia, how are you, my dear? Dr. Corpia, if you could just sort of introduce yourself and tell people what you do, and then we will keep it moving. Is Dr. Corpia still here, Kay?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, Dr. Avis?
I am doing great.
Okay.
So can you tell people a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much for inviting me on tonight. I am an internal medicine physician, and like Dr. Avis said a little bit ago, I have multiple businesses coming in. So I'm an internal medicine physician, and where I focus a lot on weight loss and body contouring. And then I also run a regular medical practice where I see actual internal medicine patients, and I also have a home care agency. So it was great to come in and have, the experts in the mentorship to kind of help me narrow things down and to help me to understand where my biggest profit would come from the fastest. Coming into the mentorship was very important to me. So
awesome. That sounds great. Now I know that when you came in, you were actually getting that, for example, the body contouring business a little bit off the ground, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did the mentorship help you with that in terms of getting sales, feeling comfortable having sales conversations with those potential clients and really locking down some significant sales with that?
Yeah, see, body contouring, even though, you really, the procedures that I do, you have to be a physician in order to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different part of medicine. It's not really like the ones who are looking for you, like the ones who have high blood pressure or diabetes. It's really, you are kind of talking someone into investing in themselves and the way that they appear to themselves. So it was much more like a sales conversation than a medicine conversation, which is something that I was not used to, not something I had ever learned before. So it was really good to get that one-on-one training specifically on marketing and sales, because it was medicine, but it was really, having to sell a product to someone, having to talk someone into finding the value in it for themselves. So.
Mm-hmm. And like I always say, and sales can be learned. So now you're at a point where you're feeling more comfortable with those types of conversations, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you've, from what I saw from you before, you said that you've done in total, since you've been in the mentorship, an additional $300,000 just in those areas that you just spoke around with regards to implementing new strategies around having successful sales conversations and different marketing techniques, correct?
Yeah, I'm probably at $500,000 with all of my businesses all together since I started in the mentorship, just with all of the individual things I was learning, right?
Yeah.
Being able to, I wasn't marketing for anything. I wasn't even telling anybody I existed. So it was like little bitty things. Just the thing of you helping me to structure my team, getting us hiring assistants and those kinds of things, increase the revenue in my other companies. Okay. Because I was able to step away from that, hire somebody and have them to run it. And then I was able to focus on sort of the money maker, if you will. Yeah. So I got a call the other day from like the corporate, and I'm not even a year in to my contouring suites, and they promised me that I would make $300,000 the first year in. I've already made $300,000 since February.
Oh my goodness, go girl.
Yeah. So I'm turning in my single machine for a double machine because I don't have enough hours in the day to fill all of the clients that I have, and it's just taking me too much time. So I'm turning that machine in to get a double one so that I can get more people in a day.
Oh my God, you go, Dr. Corpia, girl. And you just started a brand new program. Could you tell people a little bit about your program and how that kickoff went?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay. So I wasn't even interested in body contouring. I was always interested in weight loss and just overall health, you know what I mean, for people. And that's how the body contouring people came to me and said, hey, we heard you were interested in weight loss. This will be a great addition to your weight loss program. But I hadn't gotten my weight loss program off the ground yet. So I started doing the contouring before the even weight loss program. But I was so nervous about the program being it had to be right before I released it, and it had to be this and that. Well, I sat down and Dr. A was like, you have 2 weeks to get that program out the door.
Guilty
Like, I
charge.
need you to September 15th. I was like, oh Lord. But it was what I did every day. And that's like when she was talking about really realizing that you're already good at what you do, And so I had to realize this is what I help people do every single day. All you have to do is just sit down and put it together, I sat down, I reached out to people that I already knew had been asking me about it in the first place. And yeah, so literally it was the first week in September, September 18th, we launched it. It was such a huge success. I mean, it was amazing. The program almost filled up just, within that 2 weeks. And yeah, so I was able to implement that and then incorporate the contouring part into it. But it was the way that I had confidence in speaking about what I did, the way I developed confidence in understanding what value I was bringing to these people. And when they heard that, they believed me, right? Because I believed it at that point, right? So I think that was the biggest shift, I would say, in joining the mentorship.
That's so powerful, because what I always say, confidence is transferable.
Yeah.
And so is the lack of confidence, right?
Yes.
And once you had that confidence, boom, the sales came. Well, people are, do you have any last bit of advice around people who are considering the mentorship right now and thinking, no, I don't know?
Yeah, I keep seeing a whole bunch of people saying, yeah, I'm not ready this time, but the next time, I keep seeing that in the chat over here. And probably if you talk to any of us who didn't join the first time, we were kicking ourselves. Because I could have made that $300,000 before Christmas if I had have joined the first time. So, and they will help you. Like, if you don't know what you're best at or what you're good at, they are so good that they help you to see your genius, even though you're surrounded by it every day, right? You don't know what everyone else sees in you. And so having that eyes, not just any pair of eyes, but an eye that is trained to see, that level of excellence, right? I've never seen that, any place else. And I didn't do a real mentorship. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever spent this much money to ask anybody to help me do anything. I've never even hired a maid before. Okay. So
well, we got to change that too, Dr. Corpia. Come on.
So the money is not the money, it's the opportunity that's the most important thing. Because if you don't spend the money now to help you get to a point where you can afford something like this, you're always going to be in a situation where I wish I could afford it. I wish I could afford it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's what I would say. If you're even thinking about it, like if it's the money that's the only thing, find the money.